totally wrong, man. This part over there, can you correct it? 2 meters, 2 meters. 2 meters, I said. 2, okay, put it down. All right, fine, okay. Okay, so put them down there, those one. Take a white one, and let's adjust this center line with the yellow one. Right here? Yeah, right there. Take another one over there, that point. Parallel, a little bit over there, a little bit over. Scotch back. Okay, to the white one, to identify that corner of that building. How is it? Is that okay?
Had it not been for our encounter with an architect, there would only have been fallen banners of despair in the field. Christopher Alexander, the architect, when he was returning home from his first visit to Japan, said, "From the viewpoint of nature, the agricultural sense and atmosphere of the surrounding area must be preserved. The school facility will consist of low-storied buildings of 1 and 2 floors, and the impression of the campus as a whole will be somewhat like a village." The construction started with the act of imbuing the campus with a spirit, which was, first of all, to form a pond. After making an excavation for the pond, the location of the main campus gate was determined. After that, the path leading to the gate, then a red flag to indicate the location of the main gate, and so on. What would the students think? What would they talk to each other about? The path every student will walk along twice every day. Then a white flag for the building, a blue flag for the pond. The topological plan, the site plan, is being worked out on the actual site of the campus. Higashino High School teachers are studying the site plan. 15, elected as members of the Facilities Committee, participated in the discussion of the construction plan and kept all the other teachers abreast of the activities and progress. It was not until fall, more than half a year after Alexander returned home, that the site plan was first presented. Christopher Alexander, born in 1936, an Englishman. He presently is based at the University of California, Berkeley campus.
Through all kinds of simple rules about how to make things correctly, where to put the entrance, which way to make the building face, what kind of position to put in the rooms, what kind of shape to make the rooms, how to make a garden, how to make a path between the entrance gate and the front door. Many such rules. There were many of them. Quite Japanese traditional architecture had a large amount of rules like this, actually, which grew up through traditional society. And because of these rules, anybody really could use them to lay out building for himself.
To inspire and bring into being a universality which is beyond the limited framework of modern civilization, from the depth of people's hearts. The method of pursuing this is pattern language. Pattern language is the basis of Alexander's architectural philosophy. Every member was asked to participate. Where is the most sacred place in a school? Where is the place where students will feel at home and relax and enjoy themselves the most? Thus, every person freely expressed his or her own patterns of ideas. Some expressed their ideas in drawings, and others did so in words. Such varieties of expression were all precisely recorded in detail, regardless of how trivial and small they were. The total number of patterns contributed amounted to 111. Alexander and his staff, in cooperation with the teachers and staff of the school, created the special patterns for this school. Iruma City, located in the southwest part of Saitama Prefecture, a corner of the Sayama Hill landscape, where the old vestiges of Musashino fields are retained, and this is the site of construction. In the Edo era, the city of Iruma sat on the intersections of the trunk roads connecting Edo, the capital, and cities such as Nikko and Ome. Because of the advantageous location as a crossroads, the city is said to have greatly thrived in those days. Alexander once said, strolling in this town, after the test of time, there comes out the genuine reality of a building. 1,200 students will be studying here upon completion. The athletic grounds for tennis, volleyball, soccer, etc. surround the campus buildings, and they are carefully concealed from sight. Such grounds give a solitary atmosphere when no people are there. This is an example of the consideration paid to avoid the visual sense of desolation on the campus. Alexander's staff is studying where to place the bicycle parking place in the gateway area.
They just go through straight and they don't have to see this bicycle. So I think we should
Hans-Joachim Neiss, the West German architect who supervises the construction site. He is nicknamed Hayo. He managed the construction, staying at the site throughout the construction period.
Can you get one a little bit closer now? About down. Okay. I mean, the main question is what should happen at the top.
About 70 meters of the entrance road between the first gate and the main gate. Now, the height of the sidewalls and the structure of the bicycle site are determined. What has been studied in drawings and in models is confirmed all over again and measured on the spot. This is called the actual demonstration. Alexander made it a habit of saying, the intrinsically important thing for an architect is to stand on the basis of natural human feelings. The actual field demonstration is the fundamental act of approaching this ideal. Alexander's staff and teachers discussing the details of the gateway space.
But so far we didn't feel that when we were checking in detail that matter.
The athletic hall is to be built with timbers. The 36-centimeter square timbers. For many of the carpenters, this was the first time to handle this size of timber material. One artisan reflected later, "I was scared just to touch them." The actual construction drawings were made by the master carpenter, aged 70, who was invited for this work from Tenri, an area well known for traditional shrine and temple carpentry. Teachers are discussing the plan of the Great Hall based on the working model.
Main thing was that Hosoi wanted all the people from the school to be involved in the designing process, and he told me that he had tried to discuss with various Japanese architects at different times the participation of the users, and that they had refused, sometimes quite rudely and absolutely, that they wouldn't do such work. And so he came across a book of mine in which some of our work about user design was written down, and that was it.
Teachers consistently participated in the construction process and the discussion. Detailed drawings are developed as the construction progresses. This is indeed a very unique method, inconceivable under the conventional method of developing modern construction work. The shock and surprise of the construction workers when they encounter this is profound.
So this is the tile which Chris found in Nara.
An old roof tile from a temple in Nara. A new roof tile mold frame was created by studying the shape of the old tile.
Very nice curve, very nice features. So I hope we can produce this tile somewhere.
We took our specifications to a tile manufacturing plant, and production began. How to bake the tile was also originally specified. It was desired that the coloration of the tile's surface, when the tiles were put in place on a roof, should not be monotonously uniform, but should create the heartwarming impression of a handmade work of art. However, it was just too much to ask that to be accomplished in this modern kiln. Alexander's staff explaining to teachers how old tiles are different from modern tiles. Modern tiles have a thickness of about 1 centimeter at the edge, which has a more refined, round finish, while the old tiles are about 2 centimeters thick at the edge, conveying a more powerful image.
And
The 36-centimeter square timber is rising up like a forest, and the principal rafters formed by the 14-meter ascending beams. A physical education teacher created this model of the wooden gym. It is quite different from the original drawings. The unique smell of wood, a gift of nature, the smooth, warm feel to it. Only real wood can provide such feelings. In consideration of Japanese history and climate, wood is a natural choice for our living environment. All the same, there's a scarcity of usable lumber in Japan, and the art of carpentry is rapidly being phased out. the gallery, where people walk through every day, every one of the columns should have subtle variations. However, we were obliged to use standard precast columns here. We need to produce the effect of the variations of nature. Thus, we tried here the manual application of a thin cover of plaster, another example of actual demonstration.
If it comes like this, then it's
We kept insisting the attic should also be a wood frame structure, paying close care even to the hidden details. Such scrupulous care finally gives life to a structure. The pond, which will be the life and heart of the campus, a place to give consolation to the soul. Will the pond harmonize well with the buildings?
All the line is better, line shape is better outside. But the bridge looks very bad inside there. So I guess at the moment my theory is like this, except the inside...
The contour of the pond was first drawn with a pair of lines. Then people argued about which line to choose, to match the surroundings depending on the location of the pond's perimeter. It was also a difficult problem. At last, the size and shape of the pond were decided. The Facilities Committee regularly issued the Facilities News Bulletin and kept the rest of the teachers and staff informed of the progress of the construction. Teachers are discussing the design of the school emblem. On an autumn day, a ceremony was held in the Shinto tradition to mark the raising of the roof on the main symbolic center pole of the campus building. The surrounding agricultural community. Alexander insists the image of the final completed project is not presupposed, but the decisions are introduced from all images which are produced in relation to the environment. By the same token, alterations of designs in the process of construction are inevitable. The school desired to naturally merge itself into the daily lives of the people of the surrounding area, and also wanted to cherish the unique agricultural environment cultivated by those people. To make the most of the beautiful color and texture of the imported redwood, every classroom will be provided with its own sunroom. There will be no need for air conditioning, and when it's rainy, we'll move from one place to another with umbrellas. We will get along in harmony with Mother Nature.
If that green is a little bit darker than that one, of course the white and the black is not a problem there, but the green is the crucial problem for that building.
The construction committee, whose meetings were held every Friday, consisted of 3 groups: the teachers and staff as the executor, the designers, and the constructor. On this day, there was heated discussion between the teachers and the constructors on how to conduct the plaster work on the walls of the Great Hall. The teachers insisted on experimenting with the plaster and its coloration on the actual wall, while the constructors countered that it should be executed based on the sample work in the workshop because of the extremely stringent time limit. The natural landscape was used as it was as much as possible. This area, which always turns into a marsh whenever it rained, naturally was to become the pond. Originally, we wanted to avoid the formation of an artificial pond by placing concrete. We wanted it to be natural, in contrast with modern architecture, which consistently pursues expression with steel, glass, and concrete. But in the end, soil conditions called for concrete placement.
And that line there, I wonder what that would be.
Oh, you know, another thing I think we should do is to get the stage.
Alexander visited Japan at this time, accompanied by their staff architect at his center. The primary purpose of the visit was to decide the colors of the pillars and the beams. The interior will be finished with color plaster.
That's just
About 7.
yeah, just like in the homerooms. You know, this looks that's
Probably not necessary.
The pattern language is a that it's a picture in words of what the place is going to be, if you want to look at it like that. That means as you read it, you get a mental picture, an image of it. Now, that's not the same as just taking literally what they say and simply doing it. So, actually, what you described is what I would expect, really. That means we talk certain things, and I am kind of looking behind their head all the time, trying to understand where the feeling is coming from or what the feeling really is. And then, if I'm successful, when they see the final pattern language, they will feel that's just what we meant.
April 1985. After 3 years from the start of the design, the campus was almost completed. A local area has its own particular climate and history. Only when merged imperceptibly into the surrounding environment is life blown into the campus. Only then the inherent value of the locality emerges. A place where several students get together and enjoy meals and chatting in a harmonious atmosphere. Isn't it nice for a school to have a dining hall provided with such alcoves? Why don't we have any longer those formerly commonplace wooden two-storied school buildings which were so suitable to the Japanese climate? Now, the school and its history begins.